Alright, good morning and welcome back to our channel. So this is not really real estate related, but I was thinking the other day, and I have a boat at home, and a lot of folks are unaware of boater safety and how to even dock a boat. When I bought mine 3 years ago, I figured out that as much fun as boating is, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And this video is to help folks understand that better. So first thing, learn the laws and regulations when it comes to your boat. And I mean, you can look all the boater safety stuff up online for the state of Kentucky, which that's where I'm at. And it all varies state to state, the different laws. What I would recommend, go to a Coast Guard approved class. I think it costed me like $35. I went to Evansville for mine. And it covered Indiana and Kentucky laws. But the Coast Guard Auxiliary teaches them, and they're really good info. They teach all the laws, regulations, the do's and don'ts, and all that good stuff. And it just helps. They even teach you a little bit of how to moor a boat, like to the dock, because if you moor it too tightly, it can cause your boat to capsize and whatever. Anyhow, another thing too, and with my boat, I didn't get boater insurance just because it's an old boat. It's not worth getting insurance for. But a lot of people, if you're going to go out and buy a $70,000 boat, get boat insurance. Just because if you sink the thing or something happens, you'll be covered. And I can't speak to how much insurance is, but something to think about, something to check on if you're thinking about getting a boat. Another thing is that a lot of people don't put into perspective is you have to conduct regular maintenance. Now, outboards and inboards are two completely different categories. Mine's an outboard. Outboards are less maintenance, and it's two-stroke too, so that's awesome. It's less maintenance. And two strokes, of course, you got to mix the oil in. If you don't mix the oil in, you'll burn the engine up. Mine's 50-to-1 ratio. Every motor's a little bit different. Most of them are 50-to-1. But anyhow, and you can get fuel injectors, but I don't know. I just mix mine. Another thing too, and this goes for, I think inboards are the same way. You need to have the lower unit checked, like once a year is ideal, once every couple of years at the minimum. And that just, it's the lower unit, the oil that's down inside the lower unit where the blade is. And make sure all that's good, because the prop gets beat up depending on where you boat. And of course, if it's inboard, if it's a 4-stroke motor anyway, you want to make sure you check the oil, because if it's an inboard or just 4-stroke outboard engine, you don't have to mix oil. You have to put oil in it just like a car. And that's something to keep in mind. And when you go out, understand the weather and where you're going. Like out in the Ohio River, you got some low-head dams. That's where I live. Every waterway's different. The ocean probably doesn't have anything like that, but a lot of the rivers does. I know Green River has a few. And low-head dams, they're extremely dangerous. They're dangerous. I mean, you can flip your boat if you're not careful. Just know where you're going. And be safe in that sense. And of course, like I said, the weather, you don't want to go out when you're having a tornado or a hurricane, or depending on where you live, whatever. You want to practice. I'm going to drive down the road just a little bit, just for kicks. Make sure you practice docking and maneuvering. I can't stay still for long. Practice docking and maneuvering. Like even once you do get your first boat, just practice docking the thing to the dock. Driving it up on the boat ramp, or the boat trailer if it has a trailer. I know your huge boats don't. Generally, it's like anything over 28 feet long. But that's me talking. That's not facts. And past that too, you got to be like when you're docking the boat up to the dock. I like to do a video on that one day just to show people how to do that properly. You have to set the engine off well before you get to the dock. If you don't, you'll ram your boat up against the dock and do some serious damage. But yeah, and then let's see. It's a nice morning. You may be mindful of the environment too when you're out cruising, just because you don't want gas getting poured into the ocean or the ocean, river, lake, wherever you go. You don't want anything to die because of something you did. And we'll probably be doing a video, I don't know when, but it'll be soon, on boater safety. Because as I said, I went to that boater safety class, and it is a lot of good info. I'm not going to go in detail as well as they did, because that's what they do. They professionals in. But it is a really, really good class. You get a little boater safety card, and you can get discounts on insurance too that way. Not with all insurance companies, but with a lot of them you can. It's just a really good thing to have. And they teach you what you can't figure out on your own. I mean, when I got into it, I was seriously just trying to wing it. Figure it all out on my own. No clue of what I was doing. And like when you're out there, you don't want to... I mean, some of these boats are made for speed. Like mine, it does 55 tops with one person in it. But if it's a real windy day and the current's up, there's 40 other boats out there with you, you don't want to do 55. Try 30. You know, it's all based on the weather the weather conditions. You just need to be careful. And I think that pretty much covers all of our bullet points. Hope this video was helpful. Have a good one.